Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and on screen a puzzle featuring a new type of cage, the Tesbus cage, and it's by a new setter. And actually their name, I think, means newish. I don't know, there might be other meanings to neon-esque, but lots of new there. And what's new to Patreon? There's Simon's Solve of Oscar's Crossword there. If you like the crossword videos, that's on Patreon. Along with the Spider-Man Sudoku Hunt for the month, along with Gridogram and Connections videos, lots going on. Do check it out. Patreon's good fun. And there are apps. We have Killer Sudoku as an app. I don't think today's really about killer cages. Tesbus cages seem to be different, but nonetheless, we have a lot of apps, and they include Classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms by the likes of our friend Blobz. Do check out the Eclectic Sudoku Worm. It's good fun. We've also got a bit of merch. If you want a Marty Sears Rat Run merch or something like that, check out, again, the links under the video. They always have this stuff, but they also have a link to this puzzle. It's called Busy Busway by Neon-esque, and yes, there are definite reversals in it. So let me explain the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply, 1 to 9 in every row, column, and 3 by 3 box. There's not many more rules. A cage cannot include every digit from another cage. That's the rule. In other words, no cage is a subset of any other. The digits in a cage do not appear in another cage. That's it. That's all we need to solve this puzzle. I mean, it's a fascinating idea. Do give it a try on the first link. I don't know. I think it might be difficult. Let's get cracking. Okay, there's Sudoku. I can stick a 3 in box 1 thanks to the position of these 3s. Nearly a 6 in box 9, but not quite. That's going to give me a 6 in one of those cells. Ooh, it's going to give me a 6 in one of these. Now, that might be as much as I can do in Sudoku terms straight off the bat. Doesn't look like there's a lot else. I mean, we've got a few given digits, but not many. But let's think about the cages. So let's think about the 1-cell cages. For some reason, I thought there were 3 1-cell cages, but now I believe there are 2. Right, whatever's in this cage, let's make it red. That digit cannot go in any other cage, because that would break the rule. Tesbus, by the way, is subset backwards, just in case you hadn't noticed that. Anyway. That would break the Tesbus cage rule, that a cage cannot include every digit from another cage. So it wouldn't be this cage that would break the rule if this red appeared, for instance, in here. It would be this cage breaking the rule, because it would have every digit from this cage. So once this is red, and who knows what red is, red can't be in any other cage in the whole puzzle. So none of these cells can be red. So that is a bit of a constraint. I'm going to make this cage yellow. Obviously, it's not the same. That would break the rules. So that's different. Actually, this cage, we've got 3 in one of these cells. Right. This cage is, by Sudoku, it sees 1, 2, 6, and 9. So this is 3, 4, 5, 7, or 8. Now, that might be interesting. Yellow must not appear in any other cage in the puzzle. So let's just think about what this can be. I don't know, is it? Maybe there's no actual action from that. No, there is something. Yellow is in one of these 2 cells in box 6. Right, that's really good. Yes, yellow must be in one of those 2 cells, because by Sudoku it's not in those cells in box 6. It's not allowed in another cage. So it must be in one of those 2 cells. And here, it can't be 3, 7, or 8. Well, okay, here it could be 7, but here it could be 4 or 5. because it's got to be the same as the, no, hang on, I can't put those in that cell. What I can say is yellow cannot be 3 because it couldn't go in either of those cells, and it cannot be 8 for the same reason. Now 3 in row 2 is definitely in this cage. So whatever it goes with, 3 and that digit cannot appear in another cage. And now we know yellow is 4, 5 or 7. So let's think a little bit about that, in case we can do anything with it. Well, oh God, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to just pause for a second and deal with something. Right, I'm sorry about that. Now, this yellow is yellow. And it's not the same as red. Is that interesting? No. Right, what can red be? Yeah, let's just ponder that. Red by Sudoku could be 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 or 7. Where's red going in this cage? Not into those cells, so into one of these. I don't think that instantly rules out any digit. I was going to think about where yellow... Yeah, hang on. There is an interesting point about yellow. Where does yellow go in this row? Because every cell is in a cage, apart from this one, which can't be yellow by Sudoku, and this one, which is therefore yellow. Well, that's quite interesting now. Now red can't go in yellow, because they can't be the same digit in this box, and it can't go there, and it can't go in a cage. It must go in one of these two. So it's not 2 or 7. Well, I mean, I know that's a micro conclusion, but it's something. Red could easily be there, in which case red is 4 and would have to go here. But otherwise it goes here and is 1, 5 or 6. And yellow's up here. What's yellow doing? Not really. That was interesting about middle row. Yeah, where does red go in the middle row? Why don't I just do this simply? Red obviously goes here because it mustn't go in a cage. Right, well that means we can rule out 6 from red. It is now 1, 4 or 5. Yellow is 4, 5 or 7. Oh, we've just learned it's not 4. It's 5 or 7. Good. And red is 1, 4 or 5. Now, red is definitely in one of these two cells, and it mustn't be in a cage here, so it's in one of those two. Well, that's just Sudoku. Yellow could also be there with red. Otherwise, it's in one of these two. Yellow is 5 or 7. There's a 6 in this cage. Interesting, but no cigar. Yeah, that middle row is very interesting. A lot of caged cells in it. What about the middle column? There's some caged cells in that. Well, we now know, okay, I'm thinking about red and yellow and where they are allowed to go in the middle column, because they're not allowed in the cage cells. Red clearly can't be there either because of its various positions in the central rows. Is that any use? Is there another aspect to this problem of where things go? The middle box has this 5-cell cage. I do recognise that boxes 4 and 6 have 5 cells, but this is interesting because everything... Yeah, let's call that light blue and dark blue. Let's call this violet and pink. Yeah, this is good. Where do dark blue and light blue go in this box? Because they can't both go in the cage, or else we would be breaking the TESBUS rule. This cage would have all the digits from that in it. So this can't contain both dark blue and light blue. So at least one of them, one of those two colours, is outside the cage in box 5, in one of these cells. The same is clearly true for this. At least one of them is outside. Oh, well, this pair has to be one from dark blue and light blue and one from pink and violet. And so not red. Yes. So these include one from dark blue and light blue and one from pink and violet. And this is where yellow has to go because it's not allowed in a cage. And now every other colour, I mean, I've invented 6 colours for the purposes of this puzzle so far. The other 3, and one of those are populating this Z pentomino cage. And therefore, amongst those 5 colours that I'm now talking about, the 3 colours I haven't even coined yet, and whatever this is that's not in one of those and whatever this is that's not in one of those, we can't repeat elsewhere. Now, I have a feeling that's going to carry into action in boxes 4 and 6. And that is interesting. We've got yellow and red much more placed now. Oh, look, if yellow was 7, it definitely goes here and here and here. Oh, yellow is not 7. That's yellow. It's looking at this cell. This has become yellow. It's not 7. Yellow is 5. I've got a digit in the puzzle after 13.5 minutes. I'm quite pleased with that. That means red is not 5, by the way. Red is 1 or 4. And it's either 1 here or 4 there. So either that's red or that's red in columns 2 and 3. Interesting. Quite interesting. Maybe not very interesting, but a bit. Yeah, so now I should be thinking, okay, this, I don't know. I was going to say this digit, I don't know which one of these 4 colours it is, but I do know that it can't go in those cells. Oh, I don't know that it can't be 6. I was going to say it's in one of those 3, but it could be a 6. I'm quite tempted to just label these 3 digits with colours. Well, I mean, what are my 3 remaining colours on my particular palette? They're grey, green and orange. That's what I have remaining. And this cage is going to contain green, grey and orange. Okay, so that's telling me that green, grey, orange, and indeed grey, green, orange can never make up a full cage somewhere else. Now, how do I use that? And that is a challenge to you, because I don't know. I feel like these boxes 4 and 6 hold a lot of... Oh, by the way, this digit now sees all sorts of Sudoku. It is 2, 6 or 7. I mean, I know nothing about its colour. This one is 1, 3, 4, 5 or 6. Oh, maybe I got more information about yellow, didn't I? Yellow is a 5 and is in one of these cells. Let's sort of half colour that. Yellow is not here. It's in one of those 3. I don't know, maybe. Yellow's in one of those 3 in box 1. I thought maybe keeping it out of cages was going to do something. It feels like it didn't. Yes, I may be focusing a bit too much on the numbers and I should be doing colouring exercises, but I don't understand what they are yet. Okay, this digit is not going to go into this cage. but I don't know what color it is. I don't know anything about it. Okay, if red is 4, then red's actually in that cell as a 4. Then it would have to be in one of these 3 to avoid a cage over here. Then it would be in one of these 2. Let's just think about that. We've got certain reds that would be 4 all round the board. No, I don't know. That's not doing anything. I'm pleased with what... Oh, look. Right. This digit sees 652874. And this one sees all of those except 4. So 2 and 8 in this box are either both in that cage. Oh, what can is there anything that these can't contain? Because if we could say 2 and 8 were in there, and one of those digits is, but if we could say this was both of those digits, a 2-8 cage, then this cage couldn't contain both 2 and 8, and one of them would get forced out. And yeah, this may be the point, is we need to find a digit in another cage in this puzzle that isn't red, yellow, or either of these 2. I mean, I suppose orange and grey have to be in this cage. I wanted to use that earlier. I didn't really figure out how I could. Is 3 in the cage? Yes, it is. Look, these 2 see a 3. And they see a 6. Both of them see... Oh, no, hang on. This one doesn't. That one sees both 6s. Right. Let's do it with 3s. These both see 3s. 3 is in this cage. Now, that... Right. This pair is 3 and... Okay, I'm getting... I don't know. No, I was going to use a... Right, I'm going to use a letter, because I can't relate this to the colours particularly. This cage contains 3 and A. Now 3 is in this cage, so A can't be in it. One of these 2 is now A. I mean, that's interesting. Can I replicate 6 is in this cage? You see, if I could say the same, that this was 6 and... No, if I could say that 6 was definitely in this cage, then this would be 6 and B. But that's... I've got to be so careful, because this could be 6 and A. And that would allow A to continue its life outside a cage in box 5. Oh my goodness, this is just showing I don't understand what's happening in this puzzle. This digit is 1, 8, or 9. I mean, it's hard to imagine it's helpful to mark that, but you just never know. If they were... Oh, right. These do not contain red or yellow. This cage here that I'm highlighting in box 4 doesn't contain red or yellow. We know that. It also doesn't contain 3. Okay, what I'm interested in is where the 2 cells in this cage go in this box, because they cannot both go in this pentomino. That's the rule. And how do we keep them out of there, given that they can't be in these cells by Sudoku and they're not there? One of them must go here. Well, that's quite interesting. So this digit... Now I don't think my A strategy was a lot of use. Let's get rid of A. Let's call this digit A. That must be in this cage. And in one of these 2 cells. It's not red, so it's not in this cell. Now the other digit in this cage is B. B will be in this cage. Where will B be in this box? It won't be red, and it won't be in those cells. So if B is a 7, and this could be sitting here as a 7, then it could be there. But if not, B is going to be in a different cage from A over here, which is, I don't know, maybe it's not powerful, but it's something. And maybe I should think about this digit. I don't think that's doing as much of a good job as A is, this digit, which has to... Yeah, there isn't a 2-cell cage pointing at this in the same way as that 2-cell cage. A is in one of these 2 cells and is either 1, 2, 7, 8 or 9. And it's also here as one of those digits. Ah, so by that logic, this is not 6. And I was trying earlier to claim that neither of those were 6 when I mistakenly read what I was looking at. But now we know that 6 is in this cage, because that's not 6. In fact, 6 is in one of those 2 cells now, and one of these 2. And that's getting a bit more interesting. But the interesting thing about 6 definitely being in this cage is the other digit from here. And I'm now going to call this cage 6 and B, cannot be in that cage. Now, the other digit from here, can it be yellow? No, yellow's not allowed in a cage. So in fact, that can't be a 5. The other digit from here is not yellow and it's not red. And it doesn't go, so 6 goes in the cage. B can't go here, here, or here in A, because it's definitely... Is B definitely different from A? Oh, that is $1 million question suddenly. Oh, bother. This could be 6 and A, just as this includes A. If A was 1 or 7, that... No, no. My goodness, no. Okay, why can't B be A? Because there'd be 2 of them in these columns. And the only overlapping digit in 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 is 1 and 7. And they would replicate a 3rd time in the columns. And that's impossible. So B cannot be the same as A. And now B has to go here because it has to get outside the cage that 6 is going in. That is B. That's what I was looking to prove in a way. And I've done it. B now cannot be 6 or 3. Well, we know it's not 6 because this was containing 6 and B. But 3 cannot be in this cage now. That, I mean, it's not a massive advance, but it is something. This is 6 and B. B is 1, 2, 4 or 7 and is sitting here. I haven't at all thought about how A and B relate to these cages, but I'm not sure I need... I mean, I don't know. Maybe I need to... Right. Oh, bother. I was going to say B is now... Yeah, I think B is in this cage. B is not 6 because of that. If B was not in this cage, in this box, remember B is there, so it's ruled out of those cells. If B was in this cage, in this box, it would be in one of... If it wasn't in that cage, it would be in one of these 2 cells. And I thought it couldn't be, because that would replicate B between these 2 dominoes. And it can't be 7, 2 or 1, which would appear a third time in the columns. However, maybe B can be 4. It would be here and here and here. Now then red would be 1. Oh, maybe that is possible. I mean, I was working on a conclusion that was going to put B into this cage. And then I thought there was I could keep 6 out of that cage if I could do that. And that would have been quite helpful. Very, very helpful. Oh, goodness. I nearly got there. Well, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it doesn't matter. Let me keep thinking about this. This is really detailed stuff, but it's very, very interesting. I can't get it in my head. If B is not 6, this is 6 and B, this cage. And B is there. It's 1, 2, 4 or 7. I think it must be, well, if it's not in this cage, B has to be in one of these 2 cells. And it can't be there because it would be 1, 2 or 7, and that would replicate 3 times in 2 columns, which is impossible. So if B is not in this cage, B is 4. And then red is 1 at that point. And this would be a 4. And then red is 1, and this is red and is 1. And that would force this to be 6. So in that circumstance, we get a 6 here and a 1 here. And 1 is red. In the other circumstance, where B is not six. No, what am I talking about? Where B is not 4. B is 1, 2 or 7, is in this cage, and up here it's got to be in one of those 2 cells. And now it's in this cage, and I just thought, and that would force it not to be here with 6, because 6 and B are in this one together. Oh, this is far, far simpler. Is it far simpler than anything I've been saying? No, I was about to announce that this is 6 and B in some order. And curses, I can't do it because of this possibility of B being 4. Right, I want to eliminate that possibility somehow. Why, oh why can B not be 4? This would be a 4-6 cage. B would be 4. Red would be 1. That would be red 1, and this would be 6. Then there'd be a 6 in one of these cells. 6 is not that powerful a digit because it could be in a cage still. Oh, there were these 2 possibilities, and I cannot juggle them enough in my head to work out what's going on. I'm sorry. One, 3, 5, 4. This is 2, 6 or 7. So, yeah, I'm reluctantly forced back onto the... There is a possibility that B is 4 and in this cage, which is a 4-6 cage then. And then this would be B. So B would be well, sorry, 4, yeah, 4 would be B in these positions. One of those two. Yeah, let's try and take this a bit further around the grid. We don't know what colour this B would be, except, well, it would be one of these colours, a blue, light blue, pink or violet. So, as a 4, it couldn't be in grey, therefore it would be in one of those cells. And then we would find out, actually. No, hang on, why am I keeping it out of that blue cage? The double blue cage. I've got no right to keep it out of that cage. It's not a digit that can't appear in a cage yet. Oh, bother. Right, this puzzle proceeds very nicely, either with the conclusion that B is 4 and sitting here and here, or with the conclusion that B isn't 4 and the other digit here will go in this cage and that becomes a 6. I think this cell, because of those possibilities, this cell is either 1 or 6. Either B is 4 in this cage, or B is 1, 2 and 7 and can't appear here, and this, therefore it must appear in one of these cells and it can't appear with the 6 from this cage there. So I think this digit is 1 or 6. And I wish that gave me something. I really do. Okay, if red is 4, that's a 4, that becomes 4. Okay, that, no, I don't know. This is 1 or 6. If it's 1, that's 6. Then this row is 6, 1, 4, 5, 7. 3 or 9 there. I don't know. I'm probably meant to be thinking about a different cage. This one, for instance, which there is a lot of action in it. It's either 3 and... well, it's 3 and either 4, 6, 7, 8 or 9 by Sudoku. Now, it's not 3 and 6 because they're both in this cage. So actually I can delete 6 out of that cell. 6 is in one of these. That's quite interesting. If this digit is 6, 6 is in one of those two, it's there. Then it's in one of these two and one of these two. And given the other 6s we already know about, this digit would become, in fact, this digit is 6. We know 6 is in that cage. This can't be 6. This is 6 and it's not yellow. Yellow is now in one of those two. I mean, that's not going to change the world, but it is quite interesting. If that was yellow, yellow in row 8 is in one of those two, and one of these is yellow. Alternatively, that's yellow. Okay, I'm going to try and think about something else. I know I've got a bit fixated on certain things here. 2 and 8 in column 7 have to be in one of these, each in one of these 3 cells. Or maybe 7 in this row. Can 7 be B? Look at the 7s we'd have placed in the grid. Quite a few of them straight away. But not enough. This digit by Sudoku is 7, 8 or 9. This is 2, 7, 8 or 9. This is not 6, so this is 1, 8 or 9. Ooh, which looks a bit like that. So if this was 1, this would be an 8, 9 pair. This digit would be 2 or 7. That 8-9 pair, is that interesting? I don't know. I don't know. Just, oh, red. One of those is red. Red is 1 or 4. So down here, red has to be in one of these two cells. I have never seen that before. Now red is in one of those two cells in row 7. Don't think it's really doing anything, but it's quite interesting. It almost means that these are 3 and 7. If this was 1, 4, 5, and it does include yellow and red, so it could be, this would be a 3-7 pair. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just speculating wildly now. I just got so little to go on. I was about to proclaim that this digit must be in one of those cells, but it's nonsense. It could easily go in that cage. So this cage, we just worked out, it couldn't be 3, 6. Is there anything else it can't be here? Well, it's impossible for it to be 3, 1 or 3, 2. So it is either 3, 4, 3, 7, 3, 8 or 3, 9. Now, whichever one it is, 3's in this cage, the 4, 7, 8 or 9 would have to be kept outside it. And it couldn't be red because red's not allowed in that cage. So this digit, this is either 3A and 3B, and the A or B in question is 4, 7, 8 or 9. But it could overlap with the B down here, whatever that is. I mean, I could call that 3 and C, but C could be the same as A or B as far as I know. 7 by Sudoku is in one of these 3 cells in the box. If it was in with the, let's have a little dabble at 7 and 3 being in the cage. 7 will be in one of those cells. In fact, this will be 7, that's 7, one of those two. Oh, that 7 is looking directly at this, so A can't be 7. Does that mean it can't be in this cage? What does this consist of? A and what else? A and something that's in here. That doesn't mean 7's been ruled out. A itself can't be 7 though because of this, obviously. 6, 5, 7. Oh, goodness. It's very, very hard to get to grips with this puzzle. I'm going to say that. And I defy anybody to just whip through this. It's really a thinker. Okay, I'm going to think about this because I've only just considered this. This digit, if it's 2 or 7, which it might well be, it can't go there, and it's not able to be in these cells. It would have to be in this cage. Then that digit would not be allowed in the same cage. If this is 2 or 7, this digit has to be in one of those, and literally has to be a 4. Oh. Something interesting just happened there when I wasn't expecting it. If this is 2 or 7, because of the business here that I just explained, this has to be a 4. And then this is 1. So this would be a 1, 4 in that case. If alternatively this is a 6, all that's left here is a 1, 4 pair. So in all circumstances, this pair that I'm on here is a 1-4 pair. This digit cannot be a 6. But I think there has to be a 6 in this cage, and now we've found it. It's there. This is B. B is a 1 or a 4. That is there. And that is a pair in the row. And we can't have a 1 in this cage with A in it, and we can't have a 1 there. I mean, I don't know how that happened, but it happened. I think it was definitely right. It was dependent on this digit, and then putting that into one of these cells and not being allowed to put that into, that was right. Okay. Well, I don't know if that was easy. It didn't feel easy. 2 and 7 in this row are now in these cells, and this digit is 3 or 5 by Sudoku or whatever. This is a 1-4 pair, and it includes red and B, these two cells. Well, now we have to start going. This cage contains 3 and some digit that's not in the Z pentomino. It doesn't contain 3 and 1 by Sudoku. So it's either 3 and 4, if that's allowed, and I think it is at the moment, or 3 and 5, not possible, or 3 and 2, not possible. So this is either 3, 4, 3, 8, or 3, 9. This digit can't be an 8 by Sudoku. And whatever digit is in this cage with 3 is either B or that digit. Now, what about this 1-4 pair? One of these is a 1. I doubt that I can get much more out of this, but 2 is now in one of these 2 cells in the bottom row. 7, oh, I don't know, it's still in one of those 3. I thought I knew something about 7. I bloomin' don't. That digit is 8 or 9. There's just nothing else it can be given everything it sees in the column. This 6 feels powerful suddenly. What am I meant to be doing with it? I don't know. I can't see. Can grey be 6? Probably. I don't see a reason why it can't be. Well, I mean, that was so interesting. That was just this cage doing something. And I barely even know what it was doing, but it did it. Now, that was a weird moment. Right, red is 1 or 4 and goes in one of these cells. Still don't know which. Oh, this... what about this cell? I don't know. It could be this red if it's 4. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the case to be thinking about. What is this? What is this? This is... Well, okay, these 2 digits, I was going to say they have to be fitted into this column. And I was hoping to constrain them to this cell and one other. Well, that one and that one. But this digit could be a 1. Okay, so let's try and falsify that. If this digit is a 1, this is a 6, and red is a 4. That's instantly falsified. Fantastic. If this digit is a 1, it sees that, red is a 4, that's a 4, and they both see this cell and it has no fill. So that's not a 1. This is now an 8-9 pair. Now, there was some reason I really liked that. It keeps 8-9 out of that cell, and that wasn't the reason. What was the reason? It was something to do with some other digit having to go in here. Or no, maybe it was forcing an 8, or well, maybe there isn't another reason why I should like it, but it just felt like there was. These include A, which is that. Has that got narrowed down? And then it has to appear here, and it's either 2, 7, 8, or 9. Well, it's not 7A. So A is 2, 8. Oh, I know that here. A is 2, 8, or 9. And it's in one of these cells. And whatever this other digit is, A cannot be with that here. Ah. So if A was a 2 there, it would be a 2 here, and it would have to appear here. The same is sort of true for an 8. No, but that's a good place. A is happy with that. Maybe I can say this isn't A. It would have to be 9, and it would be there and there. And then this other digit that's 2 or 7 would not be allowed in the same cage in box 6 and would have to go there, but that could be a 2. I think this cage can't be a 9-7 cage now, which is a weird calculation, but it's true, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. I just barely understand how I got this 1-4 pair. We've got 2, 7, 8, 9. That's why I was liking this. This digit is 4, 5, or 6. These ones are a 3-5 pair. They see 2, 7, 8, 9 and a 1, 4, 6 triple. They are a 3-5 pair, and this digit is not 5. It is 4 or 6. And we did find our 1, 4, 6 triple, which I thought we sort of might. Did I? Yeah, I'm going to claim I did think we might. Okay, so if that's a 4, that's a 4, that's 1, that's 6. No, then this is a 1. Yeah, this is either a 1-6 or a 4-6 cage. Now, where is that very significant? Is it up here? Oh, 5 in this top box is in one of those two cells. That's strange. That doesn't do anything. I should think about this, maybe, this cage. I can't even say that B is definitely in this cage, because B could be 1 and be sitting there. No, it can't. This is B. Since that became 6, this is B. By Sudoku, B is ruled out of both of those cells, all of these 4 cells. So B is definitely in one of these 2 and one of these 3. And it's 1 or 4. So it's got to be 1 now. B is 1. Again, I don't quite understand how that fell out, but it did. B is 1. And now red is 4 and has finally been determined after 49 crazy minutes. That digit is a 6. It's not red. This digit is red. It's a 4. This digit is not red as well. Right, there's a 4 down here because we know red is a 4. Now, can we actually get on our horse and get something done? This is not a 6. These that include B are from 1, 2, 7. 1, 6 is not allowed in any other cage as a pair. What good is that? Must be some good. These are from 5, 6, 8, 9. That one can't be 5. 3, 4, 5. These digits are the other digits from 2, 7, 8, 9. So that's 2, 8, or 9. This could be any of those. A now, let's focus on A. A is 2, 8, or 9, and in one of those cells, and in one of these 2. Or no, maybe let's focus on this cage, which contains 3 and a digit that is either 4 or is A, so that it doesn't all fit in this box. No, I don't know. Right, if there's a 4 in one of those two. There's a 4 in one of these. 4 cannot be in this cage because 4 is red. 4 has to be in one of those two cells, and now it's in one of these two. And is an X-wing with this pair. Right, that cage now contains either 3, 9 or 3, 8. Are either of them? Yes, that forces 9 or 8 into this cell because 3 is in this cage here. This A becomes 9 or 8, and that can't be A anymore. A is definitely here. And it's in one of these and is 8 or 9. It's either 9 here. Well, okay, I don't know whether it's which cell it's in. I don't know whether it's 8 or 9, but it's the second of 8 or 9 in this row. So none of these can be 8 or 9. Okay, I'm going to call this C. It's the other digit in 8 or 9. It's a form of colouring. And C is in one of those cells and one of these 3. And that maybe isn't doing anything. A, I don't know. This was going to be 3 and A. So A is in one of those two cells. And it's in one of those two. And now it has to be in one of these 3. But that includes this cell where I can't even mark an A due to the given. And it could be 9. A is in fact not 3, it is 8 or 9. Well, it's in one of these, it can't be 8. A is 9. Right, that is a 3-9 pair. A is 9, it's in this cell. Wow, okay, A is 9, C becomes 8. These can't be 9 anymore. That is a 3-9 pair. I don't know the order. Do I know the order? I don't think I know the order. But still, this can't be 9. Now, 9 and 8, that 8 has to go in one of these two cells in the central box. 4195. This cage, this is really crucial. This contains 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. So look at a cage like this. This can't contain 2 of those, and yet 2, 3, and 8 are still to be determined. Well, this cage can't contain 2 and 8, so the other one from 2, 8 must be here. And one of these two must be a 3. Otherwise that would be broken. Yes. Now, this is 9, that's 3, and A is 9 now. Yeah, we know, I've done that. Right, this digit, C is 9. This digit, C is 9. What is A? A is 9, so that is A, 9. Yes, that's just Sudoku now. Get rid of the A. Right, this cage is 9 and 2 or 8. Is that threatening to fill some other cage? I mean, there's not many cages left, weirdly now. There's kind of these two. And, okay, I know that one of them contains a 1, and one of them contains a 9. Right, that's become a 1-9 pair in those cells because of these 1s and 9s preventing these cells having a 1 or a 9. That's weird. That gets them into the extremities. Now the other digit is obviously from this cage, 1945, this column. This digit sees 2, 7 in the box and 6. This is 3 or 8. This one can't be 1945 or 8, 2, 3, 6 or 7. This one, 1945, and it sees 3, 7. So this was the more exciting one. This orange, green and grey colouring never went anywhere, did it? Never mind about that. Now, where are we now? Yellow. Yellow 5 is in one of those cells. And one of these two, I don't know why that colouring wasn't marked earlier or whether it's worth doing now. 9 and that digit can't be one of these makeups. This is, by the way, 6, 7 or 8. And this one, 4, 1, 6, 9, 8, 5. This is 2, 3 or 7. So this cage consists of 1 or 9 plus 2, 3 or 7. This is wrecking my head. I bet there's one of these little cages and I can tell if I just think about it what's going on. I mean, obviously that digit can't be that, and that's just Sudoku. There's loads of 2-cell cages with 9 in, aren't there? And one of these does the same. Right. I suppose I know that 9, 3 can't be a cage here. Depending what this one and this one are, I could rule out 9, 2, 2 out of 9, 2, 9, 7 and 9, 8 as well. 1, 6 can't be in a cage together, so that couldn't be up here. I mean, this is the trouble with the rule in a way. It's so complicated to work out the little bits and bobs around it. Oh, this digit is 7, 8 or 9 because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But 2 is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, I need more cages. But we're getting there, we're getting there. I'm fascinated by this. I am persevering with this one. 4, 1, 9, 5. We know that 8 is in one of those 2 cells and one of those 2. Oh, look, these don't have, that's not a 4. This is a 1, 3 pair. So this cage consists of 1, 3 and either 2 or 8. Is that? I don't know how to use that. Oh, maybe there's a play between these. I probably would need to have solved a bit more Sudoku to use that, if there is. Oh, look, 7 can't go here. 7's in one of those 2 cells. And that is just Sudoku. But then 7 is in one of these 3. As is 4 in one of those 2. So why shouldn't this be 7? Let's just have a ponder about that. I don't know. Oh, 7 is also looking at this cell and has been forever. So, ooh, if this cage was 2, 7, 8, wouldn't it be a constituent, a subset of this cage? It would. So there has to be a 1 in these cells. Oh, that was obvious by Sudoku. That is not an interesting finding. I apologize. I thought it was. It wasn't. 1 in this box is in one of those 2. That also feels far from interesting. 4, 5. Did 3 get confined? Oh, 3 did get confined in this box to one of those 2, and that's an X-wing. So this group of cells, oh, this has become a 5. That's the point that I couldn't see. That's quite important, I imagine. This group of cells is 2, 3, 7 now. And that makes this orange cell an 8. And now we take 8 out of those 2. 2, 3, 7, 8, 6. 9 is in one of those 2. That feels analogous to what I did with 1 up there. These are from 1, 4, 5. 237. So this cage got narrowed down a bit. Is something impossible there? If that was 9-7, this wouldn't be allowed to be 9-7. So if that was, no, that doesn't mean if that was a 9, this would be a 6. It does not mean that. If this is a 1, this can't be a 3. Ah, this can never be a 3, this cell, because it's either a 9-3 cage and we've had one, or a 1-3 cage and it would break there. So this can't be a 3, and now this is a 2-7 pair, and this digit is a 3. And now the central cell is a 3. And now this digit, I want to say it's a 6. That might be wrong. 4, 3, 5, no, we don't know that. It's still 2 or 6. That central digit being a 3 places 1 and 3 over here. I am going to get rid of those colours. They were never really in play. We've got this 2-8 pair. 4 and 7 are in use. No, let's go back down here. 2, 7, 8, 3, 6. That is 4, 5 or 9. That's not interesting. This cage in this row, that can't be 1. That's interesting because this digit is now 1. And that digit is 2 or 8 to complete the row. These are from 2, 6, 7. This one can't be 6. We can find 6 in this central row now. There. And now one of these two is 6. Now, can we pull the same sort of trick here? This can't be a 1-6 cage because of that. Come on, 9-6 or something. Or 1-7, why couldn't it be 1-7? Almost, because of this. Okay, it can't be a 1-6 cage. So either that's 1 or that's 6. How do I use information like that? That is weird information. Okay, let's come back to this one in case we can do more there. If this was 1, 2, that would be an 8. Oh, no, that's interesting. If this was 1, 2, that would have to be 1, 7. This would be 9, 2. I can't work this crazy puzzle out. These are from 1, 3, 7. 5, 9, 3, 7, 6, 4, 1, 2, 8. I haven't speculated about in this box. My goodness, I still don't know how these two work. One of them's got a 1 and one of them's got a 9, and that's obvious. 3, 1, 5, 4, 6. One of these two is a 2. It's all about these. Oh, did I work out what B was at some point? Wasn't B one of these two? They were A and B, weren't they? Is that right? No, they couldn't have been. In fact, that was B. B was 1. That's why this saying B doesn't help. Okay, let us colour 2 7s against each other. I don't think it's going to do anything, but I've got very few shots in my locker. That is a pair of them. So one of these is green and one of these two is pink. I shouldn't have used pink because I've got pink going somewhere else. I should have used green and grey, sorry. And that one was grey, wasn't it? 2 and 7. So one of those is grey, but we just don't know with green. One of these is green. I don't know, that doesn't do anything, does it? Okay, maybe it's just to do with these relationships and these. Although the trouble with that is 9 must go with whatever is not 2 or 7. There. So it can do it here, but that would always be a 2-7 pair of different digits. Well, that's quite interesting, actually. So what I'm saying is, if this is 9, this isn't allowed to be grey. This would be green. And that would be grey here. So if we had a 9 at the bottom of the grid, the cells I'm now highlighting would be grey. I don't know. I don't know if they're... Ooh. One of those two. No, it doesn't get anything done. So is it this stuff? 1, if that was a 2, if that was a 2, this would be 8. Maybe I should do then if this was 8. If this was 8, we'd have a 2 there and a 2 there. We'd have both 9-2 and 1-2 in a cage. And therefore this would have to be 2. So if row 6, column 7 was an 8, we'd get 2s in these positions I'm now highlighting. There. There, obviously, that's where it sort of started, and there. We'd get 2s in all those positions. Okay, I'm going to label them as C. If alternatively this is a 2, now do we know then where 2s do go, or do we really not? 2 is in a cage with a 1 at that point. So this can't be... Oh no, 1, 2, 3 in one cage and 1, 2, 8 in another. That is perfectly legal because there's no subset going on. That's vicious in a way. I mean, there's probably only one thing that I've got left to see in this puzzle, and I'm finding it very difficult. And I mean, obviously that's true. I don't know how to do it, but I am just going to keep working on it. Right. These two, if they were the same, that digit at the top is going to have to be a 1 then. If they were the same, they'd be 7s. So we'd have another one here, and here, and here, and here, and one of these two, and one of these two, and we'd definitely have one there. So if those two digits were the same, we'd have to have a 1 at the top and a 9 at the bottom. And the 9 would be in a 9-2 cage, and this would be an 8, and that would be a 2. Oh goodness, this is wildly complicated to study. And I don't think it falsified. I couldn't see where it did. I can imagine that there's a sort of chain like that somewhere that we could visualize. It might be a very short chain, I admit that, but I haven't seen what it is yet. It's probably something very simple. What can 1 go with in these? Because it mustn't go with whatever either of these digits are. Yeah, okay, so what do they narrow down to? If this one's a 7, that's 2, that's 8, that's 2. So if this is a 7, that's a 2. Oh, and then 1 couldn't be here because it would go with 7 or 2. That's quite interesting. So if that's a 7, This is a 2. And now this has to be a 9 at the bottom. And a 1 at the top going with a 6. So the 7 in the middle row, in the middle column I mean, would have to be here. Right. What was I saying? If that was a 2, no, I didn't say that. I said if this was a 7. Yeah, I said if that was a 7. So I'd be forced to have a 7 here then. Now, what happens to that? We get certain 7s that are positioned in the grid, including a 9-7 at the bottom and a 1-7 in the other cage. We'd have, oh, this, yeah, that, here's why that doesn't, right, that doesn't work. Okay, let me take you through this again. If this was a 7, that's a 2, this is 8, that's 2. Now we've got 1 and 2 in the same cage, and this couldn't be 1, 2, and 1 and 7 in the same cage. So this would have to be 9. And you've got a 1 here which couldn't go with a 7, so that would be 1, 6. The 7 in the middle, well, 1, 6 is impossible because of that 1, 6 cage. There we go. So this can't be a 7, but that is a complicated chain. This is a 2. And I think we're in business now. This is a 7. This is a 7. That's just Sudoku. This is not a 7. Now, I said we were in business, but maybe we haven't actually finished anything. We can take 7 out of those cells. If it doesn't deal with these central columns at all, that will be quite irritating. But still, 2 there means no 2 in the corner, means 2 here. Now, I had that labelled as C earlier, but I don't trust myself on that. That might have been continued. No, I had those all labelled as C because they were the output of some theory that I never used. So we forget that theory. That pair doesn't need a corner mark anymore. Right, I know I haven't finished at all, but I've got closer. I've got a cage with 1, 2, 8 in it. And I therefore know that this can't be a 1, 2 cage. And we can't have a 9, 7 cage in either place. So the 7 must go with a 1 in one of these. And the 9 will either go with a 2 or a 6. So there's going to be a 1, 7 cage. That doesn't interfere with anything else. We're either going to have 9, 2 or 9, 6. Still not done. Oh, hang on. 8 is looking at that cell. I don't know how long that's been available for. 8 there, 6 here, 7 here. That makes this a 2. Now, what did I just say? 2, 1 is not possible. So that's 2, 9. That's a 1. That's a 6. We were going to have a 1, 7 cage. I think that's what I said before. So, here we go. I think we're on the last leg now. That's a 7. We've had 2, 9 in a cage, so this can't be 2, 9. That's an 8. Wow, I really hope this is right and I haven't botched something else. Goodness me, absolute puzzle. Right, that's not a 9. There's a 1 in one of those cells. 3, 2, 9, 6, 7, 1. Oh, what have we got up here? A 4, 8 pair that I can just fill in. Actually, what I could do is remove the non-red bits. That wrong. One of these two is still, no, that can't be red because of the red down here. So it's not 4. This is where 4 goes now. That's a 5. That's a 1. That 5 gives us 3 and 5. Okay, bye-bye yellow colouring. Hey. I don't know. Bye-bye yellow colouring. Bye-bye green. Bye-bye grey. You know, green and grey, you were never doing much. Oh, just get rid of all the colours, Mark. For goodness sake, stop faffing around. Right, this is a 7. That's a 1. This is 8 in the corner. That's a 5-9 pair, I think. I think that's fair. That's a 5. That sorts out 9-5. That sorts out 9-2. This is 2-7-6. I can do the 2. Yes, then I can do the 7, then the 6. This is 1-4-8. I can do the 1, the 4, the 8. And these are 3-4-7. And I believe that is the solution to this remarkable puzzle. Busy Busway, 77-17. And a 1-7 cage in my time there, because we had a 1-7 cage towards the end there. Wow, what a remarkably interesting puzzle. I don't want to do another one like that soon, because it really was difficult. It really stretched me. But I've had a good time. Thank you so much for watching. Do leave a comment. Tell me if I was just unbelievably slow at spotting things. To be honest, when I did spot things, it didn't feel like I'd been missing them for a bad reason. But I might be wrong. I'll see you soon on the channel, I hope. Bye for now.